Traveling while being African is one of the hardest things to do. It's like an extreme sport. It's very, very hard to have a smooth travel plan when you carry a passport that belongs to a lot of African countries. Majority of African countries' passports are considered weak, and they treat us like we're criminals when we travel. I've shared my experience before as well as other people's experience. Today I bring to you an experience that is horrifying, one of the worst ones I've seen. And the story we're talking about is a DJ. She's actually a Nigerian DJ, and she was invited for a gig, a job opportunity for her to play in Philippines. Her visa was approved. She even took her friend with her. And when they reached the Philippines, specifically the airport at Manila, they faced the most horrifying thing you can experience. Let me show you the short clip that they were able to capture. We'll come back and discuss.
What happened? What happened?
You recording me is bad. So
What
I can
happened?
record too.
What
We're
happened?
keeping evidences. You have yours, I have mine. So let's do the searching.
In that clip, as you can see, it's not a clear image because she said she had to hide the camera to film the situation. Even though her friend tried to capture the same exact moment, she said her phone was snatched away from her. So at the very least, she wanted evidence, so she captured a little bit of what she can. As you saw, the way they were treated, you would assume that they found drugs in them or they found something illegal in their bags and they want the evidence. All those people surrounding them, according to her, they were, at some point there were like 30 people surrounding them and filming them and looking at them, and as they're going through their underwear and their private stuff, though they didn't find anything. Let me read for you what she wrote on her social media. You'll better understand what exactly happened. She titled it "My Manila Immigration Nightmare." She wrote, quote, "I was so excited about my gig in the Philippines. I had prepared thoroughly, spent a lot of money, made all the necessary arrangements, and was genuinely looking forward to the experience. I traveled with my best friend. Our flight departed Lagos at 3 p.m. on Friday and arrived in Qatar at 12:20 a.m. That leg took 7 hours and 20 minutes. After a long walk through the airport, we connected to our flight to Manila, scheduled for 1:30 a.m. Due to a bad weather, it was delayed by about an hour. We finally departed and spent 9 hours and 30 minutes in the air. We landed in Manila around 4 p.m. But everything changed the moment we got into immigration. We greeted the officers politely, but they were cold and unwelcoming. Still, we remained respectful and handed over our passports. They asked for our visa, which we presented, and then requested every supporting document, which we also provided. When asked if it was our first time in the Philippines, we said yes. They asked if we had cash. I told them I had $500 on me and my card as a backup. I explained we were being sponsored by CCMNL, the organizers of the event, and answered all their questions honestly. They took our photos and we assumed we were about to be let in. Instead, one of the officers asked us to follow him to the immigration supervisor's office. We were left there for 3 hours without a word. At one point, I was extremely pressed and asked to use the restroom. A male officer followed me like a criminal. I felt deeply uncomfortable. I am not a criminal, yet I was being treated like one. When I returned, my best friend was being interrogated. After about 20 minutes, it was my turn. They asked what I do for a living and I told them I am a DJ. They questioned who invited us and soon shifted focus to the organizers. They began asking personal questions like how our sponsor met her husband, who is Nigerian, and referenced records that showed she hadn't left the Philippines since 2019. I explained that she was already at the airport waiting for us and offered to call her so they could speak with her directly. She was willing to come forward, but they refused to speak to her or allow any contact. We were held from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Then they took our baggage tags and told us to follow them to customs. At least 30 officers surrounded us, some holding cameras. We were terrified. They scanned our bags while speaking in their local language and continued to film us. Then they brought in a large dog to sniff our luggage and our bodies. More officers gathered. They made us open our suitcase and went through everything, including our underwear, skincare, hair products, and even empty containers. They found nothing. They repeated the same process with my best friend and again found nothing. Some officers stopped recording, but others continued. There was also a mounted camera pointed at us the entire time. We tried to record for our own protection, but they told us it was not allowed. Still, we found a discreet way to capture parts of it. And she continued to share her experience. They brought a dog. They started sniffing them. They couldn't find anything. Eventually, they told them that they have decided that they are going to deport them. They're not going to allow them to enter the country. Why? No reason has been given, because they have their visa, they have all the credentials they need, as well as the organizers of the event, the sponsors, because she's a DJ and this trip was sponsored for her to go there and perform for them. They refused to talk to the organizers. They refused the government's involvement. I'm actually surprised. She said the Nigerian embassy was cooperating with them and they tried to solve this issue. The authorities refused, the Philippines refused, and eventually they detained them until they find another flight that will leave the Philippines. And yeah, they were detained in that horrible condition. They said the detention was even worse. They actually posted a video. I'll show you.
Somebody there?
Where is she? Hello?
That's the condition that they detained them in. Just imagine this. You are excited for a job opportunity, and this is an opportunity for her because this trip was sponsored. She's getting paid to be a DJ just like any other DJ from any part of the world, right? But because she's from Africa, specifically from Nigeria, she was treated like a criminal and filmed and degraded and detained. All she did was take an opportunity in the Philippines, probably a day gig or a 2-day gig. It's very, very sad and very unfortunate, but this is the kind of things that we have to deal with, and I thought it's important to discuss because people sometimes say, why do you care about traveling so much? Stay in your country. This girl is not trying to immigrate. She's not trying to illegally do anything. She got a job opportunity just like anybody from the US or the UK or Switzerland, anywhere in the world, get a job and they're excited. The DJs perform in our countries, right? They get excited, they get paid, they come, they perform, and they go back. That was what's happening here. But because of our passports or which country we come from, we get discriminated against and get treated like criminals. I just think it's unfair. And there needs to be a better system for those that are genuinely traveling to either see the world just like anybody else or to perform just like this lady. An opportunity arising or an event or a meeting. We're losing out on opportunities because of this kind of discrimination. Anyways, fam, let us know down below what your thoughts are about this. I'm Wongel Zelalem. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.